Hello, my name is John Turley. I am Head of Organisational Transformation here at Adaptavist, and I'm here today to talk about the Reinventing Work study with Petra Velzeboer.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Petra, there are some headline statistics, numbers that come out of the research. 44% of people are worried about heading back into the office, and 38% of those describe themselves as experiencing anxiety around the return for various reasons. How does that anxiety impact people in their day-to-day work?
I think it's important to know that everybody experiences these things differently. We throw around the term, am I feeling anxious for a reason that's valid, or do I have an anxiety disorder, right? There's a whole kind of range of things in between. And it can show up in so many different ways, right through from physical health symptoms, heart palpitations, shortness of breath, straight through to overthinking, obsessive thoughts, not being able to sleep.
So it's different for everybody, and there's maybe no one-size-fits-all solution. We really have to be paying attention.
Absolutely, and we're forgetting how to do that, right? In this world of go, 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 everything's urgent, our nervous systems are completely lit up, and it's really hard to think long-term or to notice what's going on in our body when we're constantly on the go.
Our research also shows us that a lot of people are experiencing loneliness in the workplace. How does that loneliness interact with the stress and anxiety that people are experiencing?
Well, it's important to note that loneliness isn't just about being alone, right? We can be lonely in a crowd. But there is loads of evidence that when we do feel lonely, we might not live as long, we can have physical health symptoms, there's a whole range of challenges. They don't have to go together, but what we have seen during the pandemic is that more and more people just felt that isolation, even from that little interaction with the barista in the coffee shop, really started affecting their mental health in a big way.
So isolation and loneliness themselves are stressors to the human experience, which add to the stress created in other mechanisms by returning to the office.
Absolutely. I think it's when we stack stress over time that these things can lead to burnout or to physical or mental health issues.
62% of people think that we ought to be measuring productivity in more sophisticated ways than we currently are, that it shouldn't be about time spent at the desk. What do you think about it?
I absolutely agree. We need to evolve our working practices and how we measure output, just like the world of work is changing. And let's face it, somebody who's mentally well, top performance, investing in themselves, both physically and mentally, their output is going to be greater in a shorter amount of time than somebody who's not well, but is just at their desk for 8 hours.
That is so true. So an hour of focused work when your mental health is good is worth so much more time when you're not feeling so good. So we could invest in mental health and keep productivity where it is, or even
arguably better. Yeah. And we've got people are leaving workplaces, people are changing what's happening because they're not able to look after their mental health, but are keep being driven to the point of burnout. We need to rethink the whole thing and start from a different perspective.
89% of the people that we asked said that in-person connection with their colleagues was very, very important. That's a big number. This is clearly very, very important to people. Is this somehow a cry for an antidote to the loneliness that we're also seeing?
I think so. I think we're all figuring this out together, right? We're all figuring out the new world of work, and the paradox is that we also want to work from home, we want flexibility, we want things to suit our nervous systems and to make us feel good. But what people are really crying out for is a depth of connection, to be seen, heard, and valued.
And what are the things that we might be able to do, we being employers or employees, that might foster that depth of connection?
We've got to create space for it. Now, everybody's saying they don't have time, but we need to create intention around what that looks like. And what I mean is, when you go into offices these days, you still see everybody just on Teams or Zoom meetings anyway, not interacting with each other. And so what people want is space and time to really connect and ask each other real questions.
Is there enough time in busy businesses?
On average, it takes 2 years to recover from burnout. And there's statistics all over the place about how long it takes to recover from breakdowns and all sorts of things. Have we got time for that?
Petra, thank you so much for your insight into a slightly deeper dive into our research. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.